Daniel, your head coach was talking today about, he described you as very steady, and he said he's more emotional, and it works well when you guys have interplay. I mean, how does that manifest itself? He can be more emotional. He said you kind of take things as they come a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's that's certainly his personality, and I think we've had good communication the whole time through practice and into games as well. So, that's his personality, but I think the communication has always been there, and I think it's gone well.
Do you like that? I mean, would you rather maybe a little more even keel, or you like that kind of up and down kind of?
I think it's. I've had coaches, more that way, and I've had coaches differently. It's just a personality thing. It's not good or bad, it's just the way it is. So I think it's gone well, and our communication's been great so far.
I think if there's anything surprising after the first two games, it's Richie James with 10 catches. I mean, how does he become your number one target?
He's played well for us. He's had a great, he had a great training camp, and he showed up for us, throughout these first couple weeks. But he's got a good feel for space. He's got a good feel for getting open in zones and making plays after the catch. So we got a lot of guys who can do that. We got a lot of guys who can make plays for us. So we're trying to spread the ball around as much as we can.
Ryan said he has tried coaching. He's still trying to find the perfect way to coach you, but he said he's done all different ways, including that he gets emotional, but also that he's loved you up. How does he go about loving you up, for lack of it's his term, not mine?
I don't know. I mean, I think he's just he's always communicating. He always wants to talk and see what you're thinking, get on the same page, understand how you're reading certain things, what you saw in a certain play in practice. And I think over time, just as the more you communicate, the more you talk and go through those conversations, the more, the better the relationship you're building. And so that's how it's been. And, he wants to know about things off the field as well. So you've heard guys talk about him, FaceTiming and wanting to build relationships with players. So I think that's how he does it.
You had that, the FaceTime?
Yeah. He's called me, and that's dating back to when he first got the job. So, you can tell that's something that's really important to him, is building those relationships with guys.
And you and the team in general has not done well in these primetime games since you've been here. Is there anything you can put a finger on as to why that is, or do you like that primetime feel when you're in it?
I do. I think we all do. We've got to just come out and play our game. I think that's the biggest thing. Prime time or not, we haven't won enough games, over the last few years. So we're looking to put our best foot forward and play good football on Monday night.
Because of the stage you're on, this is a chance to kind of show people, this team's for real. I mean, you're 2-0, but a lot of the country probably hasn't watched your games yet.
We see every opportunity as a chance to show everyone what we can do, and we're going to try to play our best football every time we step on the field. So Monday night game, there's some energy, there's some excitement to it, but every time we step on the field, we're trying to play as good as we can and show everyone what we can do.
And he referred to you as being calm and steady, Brian, today. Where does the calmness come from? Who would you say is most responsible? I mean, it showed itself in that game, I think, when you guys were down and you got a third down. You had, I think, 3 straight 3-and-outs at that point, and you were, unruffled. Where does that come from in you?
I don't know. I mean, I think probably my parents, but I think that's an important part of playing the position, is being able to weather the storm, never, not get too high or too low, and kind of stay consistent with your mindset, with your approach, and not let, what's happened, good or bad, affect the next play. So that's something I've always tried to do, and something I, continue to work on.
You said all season long, one game at a time, one opponent at a time. Does the stakes increase with, like, the Eagles, the Cowboys, Washington?
I mean, these divisional games are, you understand kind of the rivalry and the tradition of these games, especially in the NFC East, where, these franchises have played each other for a long time, and there's a lot of historic battles back and forth. So it's fun to be part of that. Divisional games mean a little bit more in terms of getting a win, and so we're trying to do the best we can to prepare to play our best ball Monday night.
Is Kenny Galladay in the game plan this week?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's been a great player for us. The past couple of years, I've got a lot of trust in him, and I know he's working hard. So looking forward to getting out there with him.
He's getting grilled.
This kind of goes back to what Tom asked. Are you at all surprised by how much depth you guys have shown? I mean, you've been tested on the defensive side, injuries. You spread the ball around a lot to a lot of guys, maybe guys that, as he said, Richie, that weren't expected. Are you surprised at all and pleased with how much depth you guys have shown?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm surprised. I think, I've seen from early on, when this team came together that we have a lot of opportunities to, we have a lot of playmakers, guys who can do a lot of different things with the ball. So I think that's a strength of our group. So I wouldn't say I'm surprised, but it's definitely nice to have as a quarterback a lot of guys who can make plays.
It seemed like during the spring, some of the guys were talking about the coaching staff coming in and kind of letting you make those mistakes and learn from them during practice, and it seemed like that kind of continued into camp. For you and maybe some of those other guys like James, for instance, how much does that help you guys develop and kind of lead to the success early on that you've had right now early in the season?
Yeah, I mean, that was part of the process. I think anytime you put in a new system and guys are all learning it together, that's going to be part of it. But I think the coaches did a good job correcting things, getting everyone on the same page, and we were kind of able to grow together through that.
Does it kind of build that rapport between you and the coaches to kind of have that trust where they're going to see you make a mistake, but they know you're going to learn from it almost right away or down the line?
Yeah, I mean, I think you never want to be a guy who repeats mistakes or want to be a guy who learns from it and moves on and gets better.